Show hasn't even started.
Wow, it is ITL. ITL is live. That little red button, all zero of you joining us early on. Really appreciate it. We missed it by 9 minutes. Curtain call. We missed curtain call by 9 minutes. I am your host, Ernest Silva, the host with the most, joined by a few guys for Brady against the Patriots week. We are very excited for this week. We've been waiting all year for this week. Steve has been waiting all his life for this week, but
What?
very excited to see this football game unfold. All right, today we are brought to us and powered by Cinch Gaming. If you don't know what Cinch Gaming is, go check it out, cinchgaming.com. That's where you can get customized controllers, one of our proud sponsors, and you get the updated bonus of getting 10 to 20% off your orders this month only in the month of October. It's almost here. Go check it out, and we can definitely hook you up. Code BCMG at checkout. All right, guys, we are going to hit it off right out the back. Announcer, bring us in right. All right. If you heard the announcer, you're going absolutely nuts because we only have that on our podcast. So live, it's basically dead silence. We'll get that fixed eventually. But let's start things off right with the man who has been waiting his whole life for this episode. That's right. At Dre2124, Dre Rogers.
Dude, I'm doing fantastic today. I even woke up 1 hour earlier. I took a shower. I called the internet company. I got an upgrade to the fastest package available. I wouldn't miss this for the world.
Did you talk to Jerry Jones when you were in the shower?
I did not. That's Ernest's job. Well, actually, Kenny's. That's why he just left. See.
You went to go check that temperature. Thank you, Dre. I'm glad to have you. Glad to have you. We're going to go over to the man who's making his return for ITL Season 3. That's right, Job Goddard at Source Podcast 11. Welcome back, bud. Somebody tell him he's on.
Hey, Job, you're on, bro.
Hey, Job, I think that's your cue.
First mute of the night.
First mute of the night. We are at 4 mutes for the night. We're at 4 mutes. That's number one. We'll come back to Job in his introduction. You voted him the General. That's right. Steve the General Reisner, my co-host. What's going on, man? Are you ready for tonight's episode?
Yeah, I'm ready. I've had the longest week any sports fan could ever have to endure. So this is kind of like the halfway point of the week. So, I'm glad to get through hump day with ITL here in this fucking week from fucking hell.
How do you really feel, Steve? God dang.
You guys,
dude,
I am having trouble
I've had
hearing
Tom
you, but
Curran.
if you guys can hear me, then that's all good.
Yeah, we can hear you now. But I've had Tom Curran interview Alex Guerrero twice in the past 2 weeks. Interview Tom Brady Sr. We still have not actually talked about the Saints game in Boston media. They've just seen which of Brady's friends and family they can interview. And then I had a Seth Wickersham book today, which was like the most horribly written thing ever. He says that Belichick refused to meet with Tom Brady when he decided to leave the Patriots. In reality, Bill Belichick was down in his Cape house during a pandemic. Brady decided to leave the Patriots at 9:30 at night. Didn't drive to the Cape in the middle of a pandemic to see Bill Belichick, in the middle of the night. So shut up, fucking Seth Wickersham. Put some fucking context in your book. You're a fucking clown. And fucking, God. And James White's out for the year.
Any better. I'm absolutely all about it. Thank you, Steve, for your introduction. Let's move on. We're going to take it off to the man who had one of the most fantastic interviews yesterday. That's right, at Boomtown Pod, Andrew Con Sutton. What's going on, my man?
The fellas had an absolutely terrific week when it came to the picks, especially against the spread. We'll get into that, but I was cheering. If you saw me fist pumping, it's because Vladdy just hit a solo single, and the Jays are now up 5-2 on the Yankees, which is massive for wildcard implications. So, big game, but I'm excited to be here, boys. Let's go.
Fantastic. You may not recognize him. It's been a little bit. I think he was here week 1 for a bit, but that's right. That is your former champion from last season, Kenny Cotterill at Shooters_Pod. What's going on, man?
Thanks for having me.
Every week, and it doesn't get old. Matter of fact, I miss it. That's how much I miss you, Kenny. Just so you know.
Kenny, I
Thank
don't miss
you.
you at all.
Thank you.
I love you, former roommate.
Kenny, I hate you.
Job's going in and out. So let's see if we. Job, can you hear me?
There we go. Now I can hear you. For some reason, Ernest,
welcome.
I can hear everyone but you.
That tends to happen to you, my wife.
Sounds like a
tons of
personal
people. I
problem.
don't know what's going on, but how you
Kyle.
doing, Job? Welcome back.
Doing great. You know, it's good to be back. It's good to see Steve again. I see Steve on Twitter all the time. I don't know if you guys know this, but Steve is infamous in my Twitter friends from home. I don't know how it happened. Totally independent of me, but I get Steve's tweets in my DMs a lot.
I've actually become Twitter famous to my dad's friends at work too. It's a bit of a strange development lately, I've noticed.
It's actually kind of strange. Also, Steve's become famous with high school girls in Texas, and I'm not even sure how that's a thing. But Steve, for some
Dude,
reason,
you just made that sound so bad.
Horrible.
I don't know why it's happening,
Like-
Steve. You need to make sure you have those ducks in a row.
Dude, you need to give some context when you say that.
Well, we had a good run of blue collar.
Yep, yes, we did. Let's talk about the fantasy stocks
It's been good.
rising.
No, how about we give some context and then we can move on.
Since we had the high school hoopathon, Steve has become a local celebrity in Texas amongst high school females. Is that better, Steve?
Yes, because I raised them money, so because I'm a good guy. What, am I really like a local celebrity down there?
No, I was making that up. All right, fantasy stocks rising. Who are you looking to buy into for week 4 in fantasy football? Those probably have already gone through their waiver order, but if they've missed it out, I just want one player that's on your radar. We start this one off with Kenny.
Zach Moss. He's been pretty solid for Buffalo the last couple weeks. He was a healthy scratch week 1, and then he had, I think it was 15 and 18 the last 2 weeks. He's been getting in the end zone quite a bit for Buffalo. He is rostered in a lot of leagues, so I don't know if he'll be on waivers unless someone gave up on him after week 1. But if he is there, then that's a great pickup.
Dre, what about you?
Second mute of the night.
I didn't say anything at all. I've got 2 of them, actually, two sleeper pickups. One of them is Giovanni Bernard, which he's having for PPR leagues. He's doing great, and
He's
how
hurt.
Tom Brady.
He's in the IL or IR, isn't he?
No,
He is hurt.
He is hurt, but they say he might play though.
He looked good though.
Yeah, he looked good,
I love this show.
And then Mr. Williams got hurt on the other side of that game for the Patriots. He's out for the year. So I'd pick up the rookie, Stevenson. So, yeah, I think...
I would advise against that. Stevenson is in the
That's what
doghouse.
You fumbled the ball. You can't fumble the ball.
He fumbled the ball and he got blown up bad on pass protection. In his first game. He's in Belichick's doghouse now, and that ain't easy to get out of for a rookie running back. Those are two no-nos. Ramondre Stevenson, I don't think is seeing the field a lot for the rest of this year.
So Taylor's the way to go then?
I would say Taylor, or unless they don't make a trade for Marlon Mack.
Would you start him this week?
No.
Never start a Patriots running back.
Yeah, never
guess-
start Patriots running back.
But
That's
it's
just everyone knows that.
but it's the
Stellar.
Brady Bowl.
Stellar
But it's the
competition.
Brady Bowl.
Andrew, who do you have for this week?
Yeah, I mean, it seems these days at the tight end position, it's very thin unless you have the top 3 names of Kittle, Kelsey, and Waller. But I've been liking what I see out of Dalton Schultz. I mean, it seems that Dak has a security blanket in him. He got 2 touchdowns last game, had a touchdown the prior. If you're looking for some fantasy points, tight end's usually a tough position to get it. Dalton Schultz was available in pretty much every one of my leagues. So go out and go pick him up if you want some PPR points, man.
Perfect. Job, you've been waiting patiently. Who do you have as to buy into this week?
Well, seeing as I was going to go with Dalton Schultz, we're going to have to make a change here. I'm going to go with a guy that I think has no role on his current team. Steve mentioned him already, but he's going to get traded in the next couple weeks. If you can roster Marlon Mack, I think he's going to be a workhorse for somebody in the next 2 to 3 weeks. and then you're looking at potential RB2 or flex potential out of him.
Awesome. Steve, what about you, bud? I know you're anxious about this. Who is your start? Who are you starting week 4? Who are you chasing?
Well, I'm not actually chasing him, but because I already had him on my roster, but people seem to be chasing him from me now. Is Nakeem Hines on the other side of that Colts situation with Marlon Mack going out. Nakeem Hines had a big week last week. Obviously, if Marlon Mack's leaving, the Colts already rotated the ball carriers there a lot, so I think Nakeem Hines is set for a lot more numbers.
Yeah, completely.
I love that pickup.
Completely agree. Yeah, my pick of the week right now is going to be it might surprise a lot of people, but it's going to be Darnell Mooney.
No,
it's going to be. Yep, that is the guy to start against Detroit. That's going to be the guy to start as the Bears figure out who their quarterback's going to be. He's going to have a big week. Mark my words, guys. Big week for Mooney this week.
I have him on my roster, Ernest. If he busts, I'm blaming you. All right, I'm going to
That's
start
fine.
him.
I'm telling you right now, double digits easy. Just watch.
Double digits is not a great PPR
Fine, then
line.
I guarantee 18 points this week.
Okay, 18 points. I'm starting him in all my DFS leagues. Thank you, DraftKings.
18 points. 18 points this week. All right. Fantasy stock's falling. Who are you looking to sell, guys? Dre, you had something to say.
Oh, yeah. If you've got defensive players, maybe picking up Richard Sherman. He's going to have a great game this week.
Not playing.
Damn. All right. Good try. Good try, Dre. Good try, Dre. Dre, who do you have as a fantasy player you're absolutely staying away from this week?
Come back to me.
Okay, Kenny.
I fucking rattled him.
Just fade all Tampa running backs, namely Ronald Jones, because you probably drafted him thinking that he was a good option as like a flex running back, and he's just not good at football. So probably just don't start him at all.
The regression of Ronald Jones has been absolutely horrible.
It's not even like Fournette's been great either. Like it's
they
just
didn't use him at
Brady
all
is just
last
not
week.
using them.
As he was my keeper pick, I can agree. Definitely dump him if you can.
Ouch. But you kept him because you have him low, right? That's why.
Oh yeah, I've got him in the 13th round, but still,
yeah.
you gotta cut him if you can. He's not.
But of course, as you drop him in week 4, he'll come out and have 2 touchdowns and 150
a 20-point game.
Well, that's how
fantasy works.
That's how my fantasy life works. Every time I start a guy, he gets nothing, and I leave Cortland Sutton on the bench, and he puts up 28.
All right, Joe. I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna look like the smartest guy in the room. Start Mooney and Rojo this week. Guarantee you're gonna have a big week. Big week.
I refuse to start Rojo, but I will take you up on starting Darnell Mooney.
I'm telling you right now, I got the inside. Mooney's hey, Andrew, who's your guy free falling right now?
I don't know. This is a tough one, but I feel like a lot of Josh Jacob owners should be very, very careful because it seems like Kenyon Drake seems to be more and more the guy in that offense now. And who was the other guy that they were using this week?
Peyton Barber.
And Peyton Barber looked good.
Well, Josh Jacobs is hurt.
That's what I'm saying. If you have him as
a
lot of people have Josh Jacobs as a number 1 running back.
Well, a lot of those people are going to lose.
Be very wary of him, but I would also say that one of the other sits that I would have, and this might be a lot of people have Mac Jones as a starting quarterback or a quarterback 2 in some leagues. Do not play Mac Jones this week.
Disagree.
I actually think this would be a good week for Mac Jones. He's playing arguably the worst secondary in the NFL,
he'll be down by 40.
As opposed to last week, he played top 6 defense last year.
All right, just my opinion.
All right, Steve, who's free falling for you?
I don't think a lot of people had him, but Jonnu fucking Smith. Can you say fucking doghouse? I don't know if you guys had the misfortune of watching.
Terrible.
Maybe the worst. Maybe the worst game I've ever seen a tight end fucking put on in my life.
Absolutely terrible. Jonnu Smith, I don't know what's going on with that guy. I thought that was going to be a huge 1-2 punch for you guys. Jonnu Smith.
Henry and
will
Smith,
be in 2022.
Well, the play calling is just stale. And, I mean, like Andrew, you said, like, don't stop Mac Jones. And people are blaming Mac Jones for last week. Watching the game, first interception, yeah, probably a little bit his fault.
After that,
second interception, what really put the game out of it, that's not his fault at all. That went That was a clean pass right off John Smith's
Agreed.
hands.
Completely agree.
4 drops. 4 drops.
Dude, and that first drop was a fucking dime on the run off his back foot, which people told me only Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes are capable of doing. But Mac Jones did it. It was a Patrick Mahomes-esque incompletion.
I will tell you guys mine so we can move on from this. My free-falling person is going to be Sam Darnold. That man's going to have a very tough week this week. 3 picks, couple of fumbles, and the Panthers are going to finally lose theirs. But we're going to get over that. Fantasy implications for everybody. We didn't. Go ahead, Dre. You want to come back with yours?
Yeah, I don't know if a lot of people had him, but Jacoby Myers as N'Keal Harry is coming back from IR. So
Jacoby Myers is going to have
God.
10 targets this week, 7 catches, 85 yards.
He's on my
Start him
bench,
all
Joe.
weeks.
If I start him, I
Dude,
swear.
someone told me I was a moron earlier on Twitter because I said it's not unreasonable to think that N'Keal Harry in a 4 wide receiver set playing under Jacoby Myers, Nelson Aguilar, and Kendrick Bourne could get softer coverage and maybe more opportunities. I was
don't think that's a
told
bad
that
take.
I'm an idiot and I don't understand how football works.
I mean, I don't think
Because
it's a
I
bad
said
take. I
that
just don't
a
think
guy
they'll do
getting
it.
a lesser corner could give him more opportunities. I don't know. I'm learning new things about football every day on Twitter, apparently.
Well,
Well,
Steve,
let's-
the Patriots are going to run 12 personnel, so you won't see a lot of it, the 4 wide receiver sets, but I don't hate it.
Let's
I don't
run
know.
through fantasy
They looked better out
implications.
of 3 receiver sets last week.
All right, A.J. Brown and Julio Jones are week to week. Guys, should you go be chasing the wide receiver 3 in Tennessee for some ultimate fantasy PPR?
No.
No.
Even if it's
No.
the goddamn Jets?
Nope.
No.
40
Derrick Henry.
touches.
Derrick Henry's
Henry,
getting 50 handoffs.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful. Marlon Mack, we've already talked about. Let's not go there. But James White out for the season. Out
Stop
for the
sounding
season.
so happy, damn it.
What is
Yeah, what
going
the
on?
fuck?
Is this how big is that?
He's the only
Steve.
player on our team with more than 5 receptions in a game. It's a big loss.
That's a massive loss. James White is playing great, and I mean, look, it doesn't matter if you have a rookie quarterback or not. A guy like James White is an amazing safety blanket for a quarterback to have. It doesn't matter really what's going on with your team. I think a guy like James White is a bad loss for any team.
How would it affect the game plan against the Buccaneers this week?
Throw it deep.
I'm not going to respond to Dre this whole episode.
Dre's already getting under the skin. Rashad Bateman also back for the Ravens. Does this hurt Hollywood Brown when it comes to PPR and fantasy?
He's terrible already, so it doesn't.
His own hands hurt him more than anything else.
You saw those 3 drops last week. Just really hurt fantasy owners everywhere.
He literally could have had 35 points last week, and instead, I don't even know what he finished with, but it couldn't have been that good if it took Justin Tucker hitting a 66-yard field goal to win the game against Detroit. Like, come on.
Absolutely true. Absolutely true. You know what? We're going to talk a lot of pick'em right now. We're about to switch to that for our round 1 coverage. Guys, I just want to say thank you again for being on the show. If you don't know what pick'em is all about, we're about to tell you right now. But first, we'll talk about our stream team and the wonderful stuff happening at BCMG for just a hot second. Stay tuned.
You can't stop me now. You can't stop me now. You can't stop me now.
Oh, yo, flip that!
Oh, that was clutch.
Not gonna hurt. You got a pretty good punch there.
Having a mental breakdown? Fuck no, dude. I'm having a fucking mental breakup.
Breakup.
I see.
My fucking Christ. Those jump scares are fucking insane.
Oh my! Did you just die? No, someone fucking walked into the room that I was in.
Break-in tradition here. I fell through. I broke my leg. That's what I get for talking crap.
No fucking way! Let's go! Yo, that guy in the heli.
is Sam Cashin laughing at his own joke.
That's perfect, right?
One of the best
He's
fucking
laughing
quotes of
so
all time.
hard at his own corny joke, and I just absolutely love that part of the clip.
I'm having
Let's
a
ring-
mental breakout.
Let's ring the bell and start the round one. Here we go. That's the bell, and we're going to start round one here. If you heard the bell live, you absolutely didn't. We don't have a bell live, but we are going to go forth with our picks. If you know how our pick'em works right now, Kenny Cotterill, your season 2 champ, is currently leading in season 3. He holds a 3-game lead over Dre Rogers, who had a 14-2 week last week. If you're following, you made some good money off of that, or just a little bit because they're mostly money line picks. But that being said, he got the picks right. Let's move on. Prime time pick'em is first 5 games. We're going to start off Thursday night football there in Cincinnati, where T. Higgins will not be making an appearance on the field, but Bengals favored by 7 points against those Jaguars. Let's start with the champ, Kenny. Who you have in this game and why?
I mean, firstly, Ernest, you're telling me that people aren't going to make money off the Broncos minus 1,000 against the Jets? Like, come on.
Don't you make $1,000 there?
No, I'm saying at minus 1,000, you could bet 100 and make like 10.
Right, I put $1 thinking I was going to win 1,000. That didn't happen.
No, I'm sorry, buddy. It just that's not how that works.
Oh shit.
I don't know. This is just the NFL putting like a couple teams on Thursday night because they're like, yeah, we got Brady on Sunday night, so like we can afford to put out a stinker on Thursday.
Dude, they put out a stinker on Thursday every week.
You know what? That NFC East game was entertaining this year.
Also, I think
it was more entertaining than anyone thought it would
Cowboys
be.
Tampa was a great Thursday game.
Yeah, like they've actually had some decent teams. They just said, hey, Trevor Lawrence, go face Joe Burrow, and you guys will probably overthrow a bunch of people. But I'm going to take the Jags here. I think Trevor Lawrence finally picks up his first win.
Kenny goes Jags upset Thursday night football. Dre, do you feel the same way?
No, hell no. It's going to be a Joe Mixon game.
I wouldn't hate that.
152 touchdowns, and I think Jamar Chase is going to score another touchdown this week, so I'm taking the Bengals.
Joe Mixon game. Dre speaking my language. I am also taking Cincinnati to win and cover this game. Steve.
This is a weird thing to say. I agree with Dre.
Wow.
I think it's a big Joe Mixon. I also think Tyler Boyd might get some touches in this game with T. Higgins. Also, Jamar Chase is playing, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, it's Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, and we actually had a touchdown last week, I believe, and Joe Mixon all day. I can't pick the Jaguars.
All right, Steve says Cincinnati. Andrew, it goes over to you.
Yeah, I'm just watching this Jays game still, and across my ticker here is Josh Lambo's out for the Jags. So they have no kicker. They're awful to begin with. And the Bengals just beat the Steelers, and they did it pretty damn well. I mean, and they've looked really good, I think, so far this year. So give me the Bengals. I like that cover, too, at -7.
Beautiful. Cincinnati was almost a sweet pick. No BCMG guarantee. And if you don't follow along, BCMG guarantee is.
Well, Kenny's not with BCMG.
How?
So,
curiosity question.
So technically.
That is true, but we take the guest pick in there every single time. So I'm going to say, if you want to run Cincinnati -7, it's up to you.
I just like excluding Kenny from things.
Oh, okay. Never mind. He's not serious. Let's move on to the game of the week. That's right. Dallas versus Carolina. The Dallas Cowboys. And just for Steve, I decided we should just go here. Get hyped. Just get hyped. That's all I got to tell you, Steve. I've taken Dallas to win this one and win it big against those Carolina Panthers. They cover. Dallas wins. Andrew, how are you feeling about the Cowboys?
It would have been a lot more interesting game if Christian McCaffrey was in the lineup. I'll tell you that much. But so far what I've seen out of the Cowboys defense, they've been pretty good against the run. They really sucked against it last year. And Trayvon Diggs is playing out of this world. If I told you that he is the only cornerback in the NFL right now with a pick in every game, you probably wouldn't believe me, but he is. He's the only one in the NFL. I like the Cowboys in this game. I think Dak's rolling. Zeke looked like a old Zeke last week. Pollard comes in with those great opportunities. I think it's going to be a bigger Cooper game. I don't think they really used Coop too much last week. I expect him to have a big game against that secondary, and Dalton Schultz again.
Awesome. Job has different feelings, though. Job is gone. So Job says Carolina's winning this game. Dre, how are you feeling about the Cowboys?
Just like you guys already mentioned, without McCaffrey, this game takes a different approach. And you guys finally started listening to me because you're finally witnessing the Mike McCarthy offense. Pollard, Zeke. And Zeke's going to start getting less touches around the goal line, too. You listen to me.
Ooh, I don't know. Two scores last game.
If you said that last week, I would have bought it, and then I would have lost in fantasy.
Yeah, True. Pollard got one touchdown, though, so. I think the Cowboys win, but the Panthers defense is great, so I think they keep it close. So I'm going to take the plus 4.5, but Cowboys win.
All right, Kenny, going over to you. How do you feel about those Cowboys?
Yeah, I really hate that Mike McCarthy offense that put up 41 points last week. That really fucking sucks. I'm taking Dallas to win and cover.
Kenny goes Dallas. The Dallas homers have taken Dallas. Let's go over to Steve himself. Steve, how are you feeling about the Cowboys?
I wish I could do like what Davis does to me and just not pick the Cowboys to win this game because I want to troll you guys, but the Cowboys are going to win this game. With especially with no, I didn't think I was probably going to take Dallas to cover 4.5, even if Christian McCaffrey was playing. Without Christian McCaffrey, yeah, Dallas is easily covering 4.5.
Steve says it's an easy win. Job, I spoiled it earlier. I thought you got cut off, so I said you had Carolina winning. But you want to explain the Carolina pick to some of the viewers that may follow you?
Sure. So it's actually not an official play. I was mostly trolling Steve here.
Oh,
but we don't have an official play in this game. But I do think it's closer than a lot of people anticipate. I wouldn't put money on Dallas, and I wouldn't rule out an upset. If you're gonna bet on this game, I would take the Carolina money line.
So Job says take Carolina money line. Job, who's your the Thursday night football matchup? Who do you have winning that game?
Who is that matchup?
Cincinnati
Jaguars.
The intro. Okay,
Bengals,
so
Jaguars.
Jacksonville plus 7.5. I also think the Jags will get their first win in this game.
Oh, okay. So you and Kenny agree on something on this show. That's exciting. Nice. That's exciting. Kenny's rethinking his pick. All right, here we go. We're going to the 3 o'clock game.
I instantly trust Joe Bless.
We're going to go to the 3 o'clock game for the much anticipated Los Angeles Rams, 4.5-point favorites against the Cardinals. But don't let me shy away from their highlight reel. Rams, Cardinals. We'll start this one off with Andrew. Andrew, talk to us. Who do you have in this game?
I mean, both teams are pretty electric. I mean, defensively, Chandler Jones has been a monster. Jalen Ramsey's been a ton of fun on the other end. I mean, Matt Stafford, Kyler Murray. Matt's playing out of his mind right now. But I'm going to say the Rams win this game, but they do not cover by the Cardinals. The Cardinals have been in, it seems 2-point games all the time. So give me the Rams to win, but they don't cover.
Gotcha. Rams to win and not cover. Kenny, how are you feeling about this game?
I think Arizona upsets on the road. I think the Rams really put a lot into that Tampa game as their statement win. I think they come out a little flat in this division game. Kyler's going to throw for a few, maybe run one in himself. So I've got them winning and obviously then covering as well.
Job, how are you feeling about this game?
Arizona's going to win and cover, and it's actually not going to be as close a game as people think it will. This line is at 5 right now. I think there's a lot of value on 5. We have the projected side at 3.2, so it's close. But I do think that if you're going to bet on this game, you have to take Carolina. You have to take Arizona.
Thank you. That takes us over to the General. General, how are you feeling about this?
I'm going to take the Rams to win this game, but I almost want to take that spread, but thinking about it, I don't think I'm gonna. Kenny's got a good point there. They came out. Rams are coming off a big win. They might come out a little bit flat. Arizona's hot. I think Arizona has a better defense than Tampa Bay. I do think the Rams win, but I'm not going to take that 4.5-point spread. I think it's going to be a lot closer than that.
So taking the Rams to win and not cover. That takes me to Dre. How you feeling, Dre?
Steve's, what do you think Sony Michel's stat line will be for this game? All right. All right. All right. Well, I guess I can't believe I'm going to say it, but I agree with Kenny. Arizona wins.
Arizona winning for Dre. So at this point, it's looking like we're pretty split on this. I'm taking the Rams to win this game and not cover. I think that this is going to be a damn good game. This is one of the games to watch. If we weren't Cowboys fans on this show, like almost all of us are, it would literally be the game of the week. But that's okay. That's okay. Second place is not bad. If you're a Rams fan, that just make you feel good. All right, guys. So what some say is a pretty big game, others would say is it's okay. It's just going to be a Sunday night. But I'll tell you what, this is probably the highlight of what we're going to talk about here today. The debate goes on right after this. The New England Belichicks take the Tampa Bay Bucks. Bucks 7-point favorites. You know what? Why don't we just start with the man, the myth, the legend himself? That's right, the general. The general, talk to us. How are you feeling about this game?
The fan in me wants to take the Patriots. They're not outscoring that offense. I'll be a realist on this show. They're not going to outscore the Tampa Bay offense. That -7, can probably play that. I can actually see this game being within a touchdown. I think this is actually going to be a way closer game than a lot of people are giving it credit for. I've seen it said actually a couple people if anyone knows how to game plan against Tom Brady, it's probably the guy who taught him how to play football in the NFL. The Patriots defense has been playing outstanding. So I think they might give Tampa a little bit of the run for the money, but then they're not going to outscore Tampa. I think Mac Jones will play better this week, but the Buccaneers are going to win. And maybe the media will then start talking about our next game. I'll be at Gillette.
Steve, you seem so calm for this game, Steve.
I don't have anything to be mad about. Everyone's trying to fabricate that there's some big controversy here. The media is trying to drum it up. There's actually nothing. Bill Belichick and Brady have publicly said that they have nothing but respect for each other many times, many times, very public places. NFL Network, they did an hour-long episode where the two of them just gushed over each other in the NFL Top 100. There's not really any controversy. Belichick didn't force Brady out. Brady chose to leave. I'm not going to cheer for Brady during the game because I don't cheer for the opponent of my team. Pre-game, yeah, I'm going to clap for Tom Brady. The guy won me 6 Super Bowls. He's the greatest quarterback of all time. And, I mean, as far as people trying to drum up, the Patriots fans are mad that he's going to break the all-time passing yards record in our stadium. And that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. I'm going to this game. And I don't care. I wouldn't care if it was Peyton Manning breaking the all-time passing yards record in front of me. If I know that I'm going to see a game that NFL record is going to be broken live in front of me, I don't care who's breaking the record. I'm happy to see it happen because I'm a sports fan, and I appreciate witnessing history.
That's right, Kenny. And who do you have in this game?
Tampa by 1 million. Well, no, like I'm half kidding. I do think that they're going to cover the -6.5. Like, I just think Tampa's got too much offense. I don't think New England can keep up on that regard. So I just see like 35-21, 35-17. So,
Dre, how are you feeling about this game? You've been waiting patiently.
Yeah, I actually do have a serious question for Steve. I know he's ignoring me, but this is serious because I wanted to know his comments. No, seriously. I heard that Brady was talking about, like, he knew exactly what the Patriots would do this week, how they would practice, what their scheme was going to be. So I just want to get his comments on that.
Steve, I don't know if you have him muted, but that's to you.
No, I just turned down the volume when Dre was talking.
Oh, I was serious actually, but okay.
All
Dre,
right.
whenever you say you're serious, I expect
was serious.
like something absolutely outlandish to come out of your mouth.
It was a
Dre
serious question.
prefacing something with "I'm going to say this seriously" doesn't really like give me confidence in anything. Just going to be honest with you, bud. I don't mean that as any disrespect.
Man. I really want to know your comments on this. Because, all right, fine.
What am I giving a comment on?
Ernest can ask you then.
Steve, what do you feel about Brady knowing all the Patriots schemes and what they're going to do this week?
Sure, he probably knows the Patriots schemes. Of course he does. He played here, but that doesn't. It's also a completely different defense than that was here when he played here. He doesn't know Matt Judon on the Patriots defense. He doesn't know Devon Gacho on the Patriots defense. All these things. It's Belichick's schemes, but it's a completely different personnel set than Tom Brady's used to seeing in New England.
All right. Thank you for that, Steve. Thank you for that. All right, Andrew, you're up.
I mean, the Patriots are a fucking super average team. I mean, they're not great. They really don't have an identity at all. So, I mean, how can you not take the Bucs to win this game by -7? And the one thing that I would say that really upsets me right now is the fact that no one's putting up some respect for Gronk. He put up some fucking serious numbers in fucking New England. And you guys it's all Brady this, all Brady that. Gronk was a pretty big part of that as well. So, I mean, realistically, I think this game is definitely pretty one-sided. Give me the Bucs to cover.
Yeah, I have Tampa Bay winning.
Do you want me to touch on why the feeling's a little bit different about Gronk?
Yeah.
Well, we know, but I mean, realistically,
this is like my personal feeling on Gronk. I've always loved the guy. Everyone knows I was a big Gronk fan. But Gronk, I think, purposely waited past the draft and past free agency to retire on the Patriots, and then left them no opportunity to address his loss, and then did his whole, my body can't take it anymore. I love the game. My body can't do it. Buy my CBD. By the way, I'm a WWE host. And then Brady left the Patriots and went, "No, all that was a joke, man. I'm playing for Tampa. My body feels great. I could play forever.
He took a full year off.
Fun
though.
again."
I mean, his body probably did feel good.
No, maybe it did. Maybe it did. But this whole football's fun again. I hated playing in New England. Brady's said nice things about New England since he left. Gronk really hasn't.
Fair enough.
And Brady was here for 20 years.
I got Tampa blowing this one out as well. So I think we're pretty dead set on Tampa winning this and covering the spread. I think even Steve said they'd probably cover the spread. So that is
they'll cover 7.
Yep, BCMG guarantee. That is right. Sound the alarm.
We fucking wanted. I should have. No, you know what? They're not covering the spread.
Nope, too late. That's already in the books. That is down, recorded. People have already placed their bets even from that. So I'm excited to see you guys make your money on that one.
They've already placed their bets. It's very fast.
We are going to Monday Night Football. Those Los Angeles Chargers.
Wait, didn't Coach Peanut have a question for Steve? I saw it down there.
No, we're going to skip that. Los Angeles
There's more
Chargers minus
question for you guys.
3.5 versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Dre really wants it. Steve, I'm going to give you 15 seconds here. Don't you think Bill will come up with new schemes?
Peanut.
I mean, I thought that question was more for them. Yeah, of course Bill can come up with new schemes, but I don't know how if he can invent an entirely new defensive scheme in 1 week leading up to the Buccaneers game plan. Brady's been around for 20 years in the NFL. There's probably not much in terms of new schemes that he can come up with that Brady hasn't seen.
There you go. There you have it, Coach Peanut. He says yes to new schemes, not enough time against Tom Brady. Let me start this one off. Chargers are going to be playing at home against those Las Vegas Raiders. Although Cowboys played spoiler to their opening series or their opening game at their new stadium, they will prove to be fruitful in this one. I have the Chargers winning and covering in this game against those Raiders. I'm going to go over to you, Kenny. How do you feel about this game?
I have the Chargers in this game. I like Derek Carr as a quarterback, but I mean, he's going to come down to earth this week. I mean, I know that he's leading the league in passing, but that's just absurd to me that he is. And shout out to him, like he's playing great. But I just think the Chargers defense is going to scheme well against him, get some pressure on him finally. The fact they barely beat Miami last week with Jacoby Brissett being pretty much inept at throwing the football, I think shows that they've got some holes. I think we've seen that Baltimore has holes, Pittsburgh has holes as well that Vegas took advantage of, but I don't see a lot of holes so far in the Chargers game, so I'm going to go with them to win and cover.
To win and cover?
Yep.
All right. What about you, Andrew?
Well, I'm opposite everybody, and the fucking Yankees just tied this game, so not excited about that. But anyways, I do think the Raiders will win. I think the Raiders are going to win this game. I know that we're talking about Derek Carr having some lucky magic. I think Derek Carr is the most disrespected quarterback in the NFL. I really do. He puts out effort every single game. He's all about it. Yeah, they had a tough game against Miami, but that doesn't come down to him not being able to stop the ball on the other side. I mean, the Raiders should win this game. The Chargers, when they played the Cowboys, gave up a lot of chunk plays, and the Raiders love chunk plays, especially with Ruggs all of a sudden coming to life here in the deep ball. I like the Raiders in this game.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That takes me over to Steve. Steve, how do you feel about those Las Vegas Raiders? Are you feeling the same? Are you kind of feeling that that vibe?
So this is a weird game looking at. It's the Chargers are coming off this huge win against Kansas City. So I feel like they might come out a little bit flat and might be playing a little bit like, still thinking in the past a little bit, which young teams do that. I'm not saying that they will. I'm just saying that's a thing that happens. And then at the same time, the Raiders are like kind of due to lose because it's the Raiders. And like Kenny said, Derek Carr's leading the league in passing. So like now he's due for a bad game. So I really don't know how to call this one, but the Canadian gentleman over here took the Raiders, and he was very intelligent the past day. So I'm gonna ride with my man Andrew, and I'm gonna take the Raiders. Just.
Did you say he was intelligent the past day?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
One day, baby.
He had a good idea last night.
I just want to make sure the analysts understood that. Okay, Dre, cap off this game. Who do you have winning?
Yeah, I'm going the opposite of Steve, of course. I've been hyping that Chargers defense, and I don't know if Darvin James will play this week, so that might bring down that defensive momentum a little bit. It's still a divisional matchup. So I think Chargers win, but it's going to be won by a last-second field goal. So if the line's 3.5, then Chargers win, but they don't cover.
All right, perfect. Thank you very much, Dre. I am taking the Chargers to win and cover this game. I already said that. So let's move on to our fire round picks. We finally got here. We can actually just speed right through these. It is fire round, but let's not forget that we have tons of content all over bluecollarmg.com, as well as all of our fabulous shows on Blue Collar Media Group. Wait, nope, that seems like there's a glitch on the screen. No, that is actually our sponsor, Glitch Energy, glitchenergy.com. That's with a Y. Use code BCMG for 20% off today. Support the cause. Blue Collar Media Group, BCMG at glitchenergy.com. That's not just a glitch on your screen. That is our sponsor. All right. That hit the first time. I don't know why I said it again. All right. We're moving on. Fire round. Here we go. We're going to start off Bears, Lions. Anybody taking the Lions?
I am.
We have one. We have two. All right. Let's talk it out then here. Let's start off with you, Kenny. Why do you like the Lions this week?
Because Matt Nagy doesn't know how to use what should be his franchise quarterback. And when they lose to the Lions this week, they're finally going to fire Matt Nagy.
Yep.
I'm gonna take the Lions. He's onto something. This is Matt Nagy's week to get fired.
Fire Matt Nagy week.
You got
he's right. This is fire Matt Nagy week, and the Lions have been hanging in tight with good teams.
Yeah.
With good teams.
They played well against Baltimore. Like they came back.
Yeah, they played a very good first half against Green Bay. That was a tight game. That first bit. You know what? What's his face over there is right.
Sounds like.
I mean, you could say my name, but like
I'm not saying your name is right.
Everybody's going Detroit. I'm taking the Bears to win this
just
game.
Say my name in general.
You don't beat the Bears at Soldier Field with that kind of team.
You'll never learn, Ernest.
I don't learn. So for all you out there, not a BCMG guarantee. Bills versus Texans, which is gonna be a barn burner.
Game of the week.
Anybody taking a flyer on David Mills?
And not a fucking chance.
Not a chance.
The spread is minus 17.
He didn't look quite ready for game snaps last week.
That was the spread for Seattle versus the Jets last year.
Okay, guys. So let me ask you guys: anybody taking the spread?
I'd take the plus 17.
I'm taking plus 17 for sure.
Yeah. Wait. What's the spread?
Minus 17.
Minus 17 Buffalo.
Minus 17.
Like I have faith in Houston to put up like 14 points.
At least.
Whether that's enough, I don't know.
You guys know how I always say that I don't touch double-digit spreads?
That's what you are.
Yeah, I might break the rule on this one.
Steve is breaking his own rules here. So I guess that takes us to our next game, which is Minnesota. Minnesota versus Cleveland. Vikings versus the Browns. We might be split on this one, so let's go around the room. Andrew, who are you taking in this game?
Defense wins championships. The Browns have one of the best Ds in the league. I'm taking the Browns.
Andrew's going defense wins champions with Cleveland. Kenny?
Cleveland.
Kenny's going Cleveland. I'm taking Cleveland to win this game as well. I think it'll be close. I think it's going to come down to one of the last possessions. Dre?
Baker Mayfield, 3 touchdown passes. Browns.
Woo!
Steve.
Fantasy purposes.
Dog pound, baby.
Cleveland. It's a Cleveland sweep on your screen, but Davis is taking Minnesota. I haven't been saying Davis's picks. Let me just say that out loud. Davis picked Minnesota, so it is not a BCMG guarantee. Davis has taken Minnesota.
Of course.
Those are Cordova.
Davis, yeah, definitely one of the same. All right, that takes us over to Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love, taking on those Kansas City Chiefs. 1-2, last place in the division, Kansas City Chiefs. Andrew, who are you going with?
All you Chiefs fans who are stressing, calm the fuck down. The Chiefs will win this game.
And Kenny.
Yeah, the Chiefs by 1 million. They might win by 1,000,001, and that's saying something.
Hit the over.
Yeah,
they're only 7-point favorites. Like, if you don't take that spread, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kansas City -7 for me, even though we're doing money line. Kansas City for me. Steve.
Yeah, Kansas City.
Kansas City for Steve as well. And that leaves me, Dre.
Kansas City.
Taking Kansas City as well. So it's a Kansas City sweep. It's a Kansas City spread sweep. You're absolutely right. There it is, the BCMG guarantee. Kansas City -7. Get on it, guys. Get on it. That's what I'm talking about. Somebody just added the Colts defense randomly in this fantasy league that I'm in, and I don't know why, which is the next game. Dolphins versus Colts. Is there an injury alert that just came out?
What?
Jacoby Brissett is terrible. He looks like he's injured.
It's the revenge game, though.
It is a
Oh,
revenge game,
God.
man.
It is a revenge game. It is a
Yeah,
revenge
Jacoby
game.
Brissett's revenge.
All right, Dre, start us off with this one. Who you taking?
No, start with Steve.
Steve, who you taking?
I'm gonna take the Colts.
He's taking the Colts. He
I'm
couldn't pull
not
the
betting on
trigger.
what I saw from Jacoby Brissett last week.
Dre,
I should have gone first. I gotta go opposite of Steve, though. I've been agreeing too much with him today, and
True.
I'm not supposed to. So here's my wild card.
We've agreed like
gonna
once
take
this
Miami.
entire episode.
No, we've got pretty much every single
Couple
pick,
times,
man.
yeah, boys.
Dre's taking
Oh.
Miami. Davis Cordova's
I
taking
gotta
Miami
decide.
as
I'm
well.
really
Kenny,
stoned.
So last week, Jacoby Brissett was so bad that Jalen Waddle had 12-plus catches, and he had the fewest amount of yards in NFL history for that many receptions from a wide receiver. He's throwing it like 3 yards down the field every time. Give me Indy, because if they can't win this game, then Carson Wentz should fucking retire.
I think Carson Wentz should fucking retire, so I'm taking Miami to win this game. I'm taking Miami to win this game. Andrew.
Yeah, I'm going to take New England Patriots. Great, Jacoby Brissett to win this game.
Jesus.
And he's going to pump it. The Dolphins are great. Colts are absolutely fucking dog shit. Carson Wentz needs to retire.
Let's go to a game that I thought we'd be very much split on, but I'm not sure if we are. That is Saints versus Giants and a Jason Garrett reunion with the Superdome here. Okay, guys. Anybody taking the Giants?
Not a chance.
It'll be a cold day in hell before I take the Giants.
0-4,
Bench.
baby.
That's
Undefeated.
anybody taking that spread of
Fucking
8
hate the
points.
Giants.
Of what is the spread?
8 points.
You know what? The Giants have been in most games.
Yeah,
though,
they'll
so
cover that.
They'll
Yeah,
cover it.
I'm not. I don't think I'm gonna take 8.
Jameis will mess around.
New
Yep.
Orleans money line is a BCMG guarantee on that parlay ticket. I can't get enough of it. We just have so much to give here.
It was
Go
like
get your
9-1
money's
last
worth.
week.
It was 9-1 last week. It was actually a really good week. Really good week. All right, guys, that takes us to the New York Jets and the Tennessee Titans.
You can
And-
move on. You can move on.
Next.
Not even gonna fathom that. What
Marcus
about
Mariota could
What's
play
the-
quarterback and they would
Next.
still cover the spread.
cover the
What's
spread?
What's the single game rushing record?
Derrick Henry about to blow it up.
Yeah, that is very true. That's gonna be nasty. Let's go on. The Atlanta Falcons versus the Washington Football Team, where I think we may be split on here. So let's go around the room. Kenny, who do you have in this game?
It was a cold day in hell before I take the Giants, but I am going to take Washington here. Kind of
Washington is
ashamed
Kenny's.
about it.
Washington is Kenny's pick. Davis naturally picks Atlanta. What about you, Andrew?
I've been split on this game, man. Honestly, like I was a big pumper and believer in that Washington defense, but they're the 31st ranked D in the NFL. Like, they're fucking bad. So, I mean, and the Falcons looked good last week a little bit. So I think it's a Mike Davis game. If you have him in your fantasy, put him in. But I think the Falcons win this game.
He's taking the Falcons. I never thought somebody would say start a back against Washington this season. That's crazy. Steve, what about you?
I'm taking the football team, the Washington football team, not the Atlanta one. I can't. I know Atlanta looked better last week, but I can't bet on him right now. Matt Ryan still does not look great to me.
He's fucking 36 years old.
Yeah, I know, but like he's another guy that looks like, it might be time to hang it up.
Yeah,
Naturally,
That's not a knock on him. It's just.
Oh, for sure. I get what you're saying.
Naturally, I think Dre's going to go Atlanta here, but Dre, I'll ask you anyways.
No, because I really want to go Washington. I really like that team. And I don't know if Miles is listening. If he was here, I probably would have taken Atlanta, but fuck it. I'll just go with Washington again. So my record will look almost identical to Steve's this week.
Yeah, I'm taking
Ridiculous.
Atlanta to win this game personally. I think Atlanta shows out, especially at home against a team that's been struggling. So going Atlanta. Let's move on to our next game, which for most it's going to be a pretty decent game, but let's get hyped for it a little bit here in the cast. San Francisco. That's all we're missing, really, in the whole clip. All right, Dre, start us off with this one. Who do you have, San Fran or Seattle? Oh, he stepped away. Steve, start us off.
I'm going to take Seattle.
Seattle to win this game. All right, Andrew.
Another one of those fucking ones that I've been just hemming and hawing about. I'm going to take the Niners in this game, and I think Garoppolo's playing really, really well for all the adversity he's faced so far this season, and that loss to the Vikings last week by the Seahawks was a fucking sleeper. So I'm going to take the Niners.
And Davis goes 49ers here as well. What about you, Kenny?
49ers. I think Seattle finishes last in the division, and it starts here.
Yep, I am taking the 49ers to win this game as well. Dre?
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I'm taking the Niners.
All right, almost a Niners sweep. All right, so let's take our talents over to that surprisingly 3-0 team. That's right, guys. That's right. Your Denver Broncos are 3-0 people against those Baltimore Ravens. All right, talk to me, Andrew. You shake your head. Who are you going with in this game?
Biggest fraudulent 3-0 team you've ever seen in your life.
Is that a mute?
Can't hear you, bud.
I'm alive.
There you are. There you are.
Is that a mute?
It's not a mute. I was active the whole time. That is the most fraudulent 3-0 team you've ever
That's
seen
what they all
in your
say.
life. Their opponents' records are 0-9. Fucking give me a break. The Ravens are going to destroy the Broncos.
Yep. So naturally, Davis has chosen Denver to win this game. Dre, how do you feel about this game?
I actually think it's going to be closer than you think. But, yeah, I think the Ravens win it out in the end. Maybe another Justin Tucker heroic. Yeah.
Steve, what about you?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Ravens, yeah.
Yeah, Ravens are an easy choice for me as well. That's. Let's go to our final, and Coach Finn says 2 of the most hated teams ever. That is funny. Let's go to our final game of the week.
Yeah, you skip that guy wearing
sorry,
the red
Kenny.
shirt.
Go ahead, Kenny.
Oh, hey.
That guy over there.
All right,
in the red
it's
shirt.
the Packers versus Steelers. I'm just kidding.
Oh
man.
my God, you skipped Kenny.
What's your pick,
They
Kenny?
face Zach Wilson.
Just kidding, bud. Go ahead.
Fuck you, Baltimore. By a field goal.
Baltimore by a field goal. Thank you, Kenny, for that in-depth analysis. Let's go to our final game, which is Packers versus Steelers. Kenny, we'll start with you on this one. Is this Dre's snoozer of the week? We never got the song, so I'm guessing this is it. But Kenny, start us up.
Green Bay.
Green Bay to win this. Oh, Kenny, I didn't hurt your feelings, did I?
No, I don't.
Green Bay to win this one. Dre,
Canadians have feelings?
Is this it?
No, I thought everybody assumed it was Titans versus Jets, but
Oh, I was wondering. I was getting worried there for a minute. Go ahead, bud.
you know, I have been a little bit down on my Packers. You know, they weren't playing that well on defense. It was actually quite a struggle against, you know, inferior teams, but they played incredibly well against the Niners, and Roethlisberger sucks. So, yeah, Packers win.
I'm going Packers to win as well. And Dre, I would tell you if you went with your fandom, you would have been 15-1 last week. Just so you know, that sucks, dude.
Yeah, I know that.
Andrew, your pick.
Yeah, I really like what I see out of the Packers. The Steelers, I mean, dump passes to Najee Harris as much as I love having Najee in my league and fantasy. I mean, Roethlisberger needs to hang it up, man. He's goddamn awful. Give me the Packers.
Have this feeling it's going to be a sweep, but by how much? Steve, who are you going with?
Packers.
Packers as well. Are we all agree Packers cover? 7 points?
Absolutely.
That sounds like a BCMG guarantee. Green Bay -7. Green Bay -7, guys.
Dude, when you asked me in Texas if I really wanted that little fucking red light thing, I should have said yes. And I shouldn't have let you fucking take that home. Because now it has to play every time that we all pick the same thing. He has to be guaranteed to play that thing. Son of a bitch.
Yep. Breaking news. Steve missed out on the red light special. that's perfectly fine. Let's go off to our sign-offs, guys, and we're gonna review
Dude,
our BCMG
How
guarantees.
do you type these up that fast?
They just come to me. They just come to me. All right, guys. If you didn't know it already, you might not have heard it from official outlets, but Dallas Cowboys are back, man. Dallas Cowboys looking good. I gotta admit, very excited. Steve might have left. Oh no, he's still here. But excited. Lots of great games this week. Let's
No, I'm
recap
here.
our BCMG guarantees. All right, Cincinnati -7, Arizona +4.5, Tampa Bay -7, Buffalo money line, Kansas City -7. New Orleans money line, Tennessee -8, and Green Bay -7. It's not a bad parlay. I'll post what that parlay is later tonight, what that gets us. But first off, let's do sign off so we can let you guys go. We hit an actual hour tonight. I'm very excited about that.
Crazy.
Let's start with Kenny Cotterill. Kenny, tell the people where they can find you nowadays.
You can find all my work at shooters_pod. Show's coming back in a few weeks. That's it. Thanks for having me.
I'm excited to have you on here, Kenny.
Is Kenny on drugs?
I'm not sure.
You see, that's what I've been saying in the chat.
He looks like it a little bit. I'm not
All right.
sure.
Kenny's
I'm
high.
watching
What's
TV.
that?
He's watching CV apparently. Andrew, talk to the people.
Yeah, you bet. You can find us at the Boomtown Pod. Just want to say quick thanks to everybody who shared the video last week or yesterday. Sorry, when we had
Last
AJ
week.
Galante from the Netflix documentary Crime and Penalties. He came on. We actually are I haven't checked it in a while, but we were at 2,000 views combined naturally and organically. So that was pretty fucking awesome. He was a great guy, and some stuff is in the works with him as well with us. So I'll keep it on the down low. But thanks for having me on, Ernest.
Absolutely, man. I'm excited when I hear stuff's happening. Dre Rogers.
What's the score?
It's 5-5.
Oh man.
Good game.
It's tight, man. Top of 8.
Oh man. Dre, talk to people where they can find you.
Man, those wildcard implications could be fun. You can find me on Twitter, Dre2124, or you could go on Ernest's favorite Instagram account where you can follow my adventures, which I haven't really posted anything since we went into lockdown, but Dre2125 on Instagram.
I don't know why I thought you were going to say since 9/11. I don't know where that came from in my head. All right, Steve, you voted him the General Reisner. Talk to the people. Where can they find you?
You can find me at Reisner_Steven on Twitter. And Jesus fucking Christ.
What is that fish they keep popping up?
Yeah,
Oh,
man. What
weird.
the fuck?
If you can't see it, Steve has become the new fish police of BCMG. And so we have nothing but started to flash that every time he appears on ITL. Officially, you don't know good fish until Steve has
It
deemed it
was the
worthy.
fuck, dude. It was the driest piece of fried fish I ever fucking tried in my life, dude.
I thought it was fucking
That
Wait,
had
wait,
no
Steve,
flavor to it.
Steve, what did you just say?
It was the driest piece of fried.
What was that, Steve? Sorry.
Was that just Eli Manning getting?
I'm just kidding. It won't happen again. Go ahead.
No, it was Eli Manning getting sacked. You can do that.
Oh,
you
yeah,
can
yeah.
play
You
that
like
all
that.
you
You like
want.
that clip. Steve, go ahead and tell people where they can find you.
It's interrupted me there. You can find me at Reisner_Steven on Twitter, and Jesus fucking Christ, check me out on the Blue Collar Media Group, all our platforms, Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. Eastern Time for Blue Collar Game Day.
Thank you very much. And of course, I am Ernest Silva at Intel Lab Pod is where you can find the show where you've been watching us all night. Thank you so much. Catch our episode tomorrow morning. It will release. Last week, back to regular. We hit 658 downloads. Thank you guys so much for being a part of the group. We're looking to expand and grow, so share it, share our posts, and thank you guys for being lapsters and listeners of the group. Don't forget, if you follow along and really do our parlays, the BCMG guarantee, it's all fun and stuff, but you can go to BetUS and get 125% matched up to the dollar. Josh Elliott would say he doesn't see that anywhere. Use code BCMG at checkout. Guys, thank you so much for being fans and listeners of the show. Thank you, Kenny Cotterill, for your return. Much love. I really appreciate you coming back on. And everybody, good luck with your bets. Good luck to your teams and good luck in fantasy. Have a great night, everybody.
Let's go to Taquito Express.
Yes, all you can eat, $7.99.